Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media, and today I am doing a flip through, a long promised flip through of my graph paper notebook journal. This has been one of my most favorite journals that I've worked in. It's kind of bittersweet that it's done, but I so loved working in it. It was one of those where almost every page was one that I really truly loved, and it just seemed like when I worked in this journal, everything went smoothly and came out easily and beautifully, and I was really happy with the results. So I covered it just recently in some fabric. So I decided, since it was just some store-bought fabric, that I would jazz it up a little bit with some slow stitching. And I was totally inspired by our most recent Wanderlust lesson from Claudette Hasenjager, who encouraged us to do slow stitching in that lesson. So it just was kind of on my mind, and I thought this was a perfect opportunity to bring it in. I also had picked up this little pom-pom trim, which I thought was so cute. And I just wanted to do something nice on the cover of this because I do really like this journal a lot, and I wanted it to be special. I haven't decided if I'm going to tie it closed or come up with a closure or something. I might just get some kind of an elastic band or something. I don't know. I'll have to see. But for now, it works. All right, so let's do this. All right, so this is the first page of the journal, which I did really towards the end of the journal. I almost always do my first pages close to the end. I did this the weekend after the mass shooting here in Maine. I was just thinking about how difficult the next few months were going to be, and years even. The fallout from this thing is going to be pretty massive, especially for the victims and their families and those recovering, but also for the first responders and EMS providers and hospital staff and police officers. So I was just sort of thinking about how can we need to remain strong and do our best to support Lewiston as it works through its grief and rebuilding. This was a very old one, May 29th, 2001. And here I was sort of channeling Lisa Goddard and really loved how that one turned out. So this was a challenge page, and I remember the prompt was horizontal. So I was working with a strong horizontal line. This was me just kind of playing with florals and working on different florals and some found poetry, working in neutrals for a change. Here's another one, kind of channeling Lisa again, I think. I like the splatters in the different colors. I should try that again. I haven't done that in a while. This is where I first did my daisies. And this was the inspiration for another journal cover that I did. You can learn how to make these in my Fabulous Florals lesson on Teachable. It's included in that lesson, and it's free right now. So if you want to learn how to make these, you can check that out. I'll put the link down in the description. This was a Wanderlust class where I think I was trying it out or repeating it or something. I went through a stage where I really wanted to use photographs of people in my work because so many other people were doing it and I really liked it. I've kind of moved away from that. I never really got the hang of it, I guess. This was an attempt to work with the palette that Wanderlust had put out for 2022, I guess it was. And they were running a competition where you could win a subscription to the course if they chose your color palette. So I was playing with the color palette. Not if they chose your color palette, but if they chose your journal page in their color palette. So that was one. And this was another one. Again, doing some more florals. Wasn't very happy with either one of those. Here I was practicing some poppies. I love that quote. On the way back, I fell in the field and she fell down beside me. I liked how this one turned out. This was a Seek, Gather, Create challenge page. I remember you had to have a Post-it note or a note, a stamp. I can't remember what else. Maybe something green, maybe a number. Yeah, I liked this. I loved the colors. This was, I had a photograph here that I started with. I practically covered up the whole photo, but that was the basis of this one. This was another Seek, Gather, Create challenge. I like how that one turned out as well. There's some more sprinkles in different colors. I've got to remember that. I usually just use black or white or gold, but that's pretty. I liked this one too. This was just fun. This was a piece of painted paper I started with. I like how grungy that one is. This was playing with oil pastels and gesso, and there's a lot of shimmer on this. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Yeah, I think it is. That's a different color palette for me, but I really like how that one turned out. This was another Seek, Gather, Create challenge. It's kind of boring. It could have used something else. I love this page. This was some palette paper, used palette paper, and the color scheme was just gorgeous, and I just put it on there and ran with it. And these were from an Inchy challenge of some sort, or Twin Cheese, or whatever they're called. That's what that's from. This was me channeling Laura Dame. She had done something in those kind of neutrals and blues, and I thought it was really pretty, so I was trying to do that. I like it. This one I never liked. Again, I was trying to incorporate people. I had this great quote too, and if their loves are seldom easy, they were perfectly happy. But I don't like how it turned out at all. This one I hated. I still hate it. I have a whole video on my YouTube channel about how I hate this one. How I tried to salvage it. So I still don't like it. I just don't like it. This one was kind of fun. I got these from Gwen Offit, I think is her name. And these are little from, I think from like McCall's Patterns and things. And she mounts them onto cardstock and cuts them out and everything, and you can just buy them, and I think they're really cute. So that one was fun. Different colors. It's kind of cool. This one was kind of, I think blue was maybe the prompt for something. I don't normally use blue, but I had this napkin I thought was nice. I love this stuff. I'm pretty sure it's drywall tape. If anybody knows where to find that, please let me know, because I would love to have some more of that. This was an attempt at kind of graffiti. I had this sort of graffiti background paper that Roxy Page, I think is her name, shared with us how to make, and I was kind of trying to make, you know, like a graffitied wall. This is a very recent one, and I was doing some embossing for fall. This is also a recent one. This was a envelope from one of the Trading Paper Pals that came from France, I think. Maybe it didn't. It says France. I don't know if it came from France. But anyway, that's what that was. That turned out nice. This was a Seek, Gather, Create. I do like this one too. I love this chain effect. I do that. I've done that a fair bit in this journal. I really like how it looked. That I used a watercolor paint that was gold and was able to get that effect in the gold. She flashed him the engaging smile. This was an Ugly Art Club prompt or lesson from Tiffany Goff Smith, I think. Like the wonky eyebrows. This was a Seek, Gather, Create, I'm pretty sure. This was a piece of palette paper, again. Used palette paper or under paper. Probably under paper, actually. Yeah. This one was pretty. I love this color scheme. I was really getting into this color scheme for a while over the summer last year. And I had made these little ink box cards, and I wanted to showcase it. This was a cluster I had made a long time ago and wanted to showcase it, and I kind of went with this real graphic horizontal and a strong vertical there too. I like that one. It's very simple. There's a lot of blank space, and I think that's kind of cool. This one, I can't remember if this was a Seek, Gather, Create. There's the chains again. I like that effect. I made a little card and a pocket. I feel like that might have been a Seek, Gather, Create challenge, but I'm not sure. These are my palette paper florals. So these are blobs of paint that I, from leftover palette paper that I made into florals. If you're interested in learning how to do those, there is a video on my YouTube channel, and it's also part of the Fabulous Florals lesson. If you want to check that out on Teachable, it's free right now. Here's another one. This was a Seek, Gather, Create challenge. I'm not thrilled with how it turned out, but I do like the floral. Oh, I love this one. Again, this was under paper, just taken right off my desk. I think I have a video on how I made this one. I have a video on this one too. These little square blocks of kind of a master sheet, a larger master sheet, had been in my stash forever, and I wanted to work them in. And I had this great paper here that was given to me in Happy Mail. And so I took these and just kind of tried to bleed the design off the page. This is another page I didn't like at all. I was trying to use red. There was a lot of red in here to begin with, and I just could not make it work. You can watch the video on this. And basically what I did was went back and made these florals and then covered the page up because I didn't like it. So there is a YouTube video on how this page was made. You can find out how to make the florals as well in my Fabulous Florals class. Here's another palette paper floral here. This is a pretty recent one. And I used Magicals from Lindsay's Gang on that background. These are sprays. Forgotten what they're called. Yeah, this is a Distress Oxide spray background mostly. You can learn how to make these florals in my Fabulous Florals class too. This was under paper. This little thing is from a class and fodder school from Ricky Tikki Tavi. This is fairly recent. I like how that turned out. That was a great piece of paper that I just stenciled and stenciled and stenciled. Some drywall tape there. This was a Seek, Gather, Create. I remember fishes were in it and a bear was in it. And I can't remember what else, but yeah. Maybe raindrops or something, yeah. But that was kind of a fun one. This is a very recent one. Again, another floral that you can find on my Fabulous Florals class. Lots of bling here. I like it. Love this piece of trim. And then this was the last page, and I have a video up on this. And of course, the book kind of broke. But again, I used that chain technique, which I really like. This was under paper. And then these two little botanicals were from Fodder School with Tiffany Sharp. And that's it. That is my big chunky graph paper journal. And I don't know what I'm going to do now that I don't have it. I'll have to get another one going as soon as I can. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back with another video again shortly. Again, if you want to see how I did the cover, there is a video on that I've posted. And a lot of the florals in here, well, a lot of the pages in here are on my YouTube channel. And the florals that you see, a lot of them are on my Fabulous Florals class, which is on Teachable. I'll put the link in the description. It is not going to be free for much longer. So if you want to get on board while it's free, go ahead and register, and then you'll have access to it. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. You can find me on Instagram, and I'll see you back here again soon. Thanks. Bye.